My dad follows me on Twitter and I once posted some status about Tinder. He's like, why are you on this Tinder? I'm just like, why are you on my Twitter? My name is Priyanka Paul.
I'm Shibanshu Mukhopadhyay.
I'm Rita Shetty.
Most of my work and what I stand for is highly social justice inspired.
Did not grow up in my parents' culture. A lot of things that revolve around my life are based on my attempt to understand identity, especially in terms of where do I fit in.
My main aim every day is to make sure that women are absolutely comfortable in their own selves, in how they look, in how they present themselves.
I identify as queer, specifically bisexual. I'm seeing someone, but it's complicated.
I'm seeing someone as well, and I identify as bisexual.
I'm seeing someone, but it's complicated. And I identify as straight.
My dad has strict deadlines and like I have a quota, like I can go out once a week. So I don't go out a lot, like I don't party, which is something a lot of people my age do.
I do party from time to time, generally on Saturday nights, because Friday nights are like, I have working Saturdays.
I can't party anymore though. I can't drink like that anymore. I can party when we are like completely off and we are going out somewhere, but like casually, if people want to meet for drinks all the time and I'm like, can we just do coffee so I can go home and just sleep? Like, please, I don't want to be hungover the next day. It's just not cool to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like I should save, but I have no savings because I'm really bad at anything, finance, maths, anything.
When I was 20, I didn't have money to save. Like there was
Same,
nothing was coming in. So.
Yeah, but I don't have savings either. I'm not looking to save money right now because this is the age where I still can afford to do that.
I do have savings. I'm at that age. Just in case things don't work out the way I think they're going to work out, I just really want to be prepared to like take care of myself.
I also have really amazing friends. They know that I don't have anything in my bank and they're just like, hey, let me give you this. Yeah. So look for those friends.
The age gap is very evident to me. And I'm like, nope, that's going to change very quickly. So yeah, you better save for yourself, okay? Please, like start.
Soon.
Yeah.
When I have a crush, I feel like that Snapchat filter where they've got hearts on your head and your eyes get big.
Are you like feeling a generation gap right now because she just described her crush through a Snapchat filter?
Pretty much in my head, it's Looney Tunes, like your hearts are like popping out of your eyes and you're like, oh my god, I totally like this guy.
It's like almost all in my head. Whenever I think of that person, I'm just like, whoa, like how do I focus on what I'm doing right now?
I've been on Tinder, meet people at music events and gigs and stuff. And college, but college's got a really limited dating pool, so yeah, not that.
I generally meet people through friends of friends. I do use Tinder maybe once in a while. By that I mean maybe like for a few months and then I stop using it and then I go back again after a few months.
No, I generally meet people completely offline. I have never used a dating app. So all my so-called interactions have been with people I meet through work, or meet via friends, or have known through something. So yeah.
I normally break up with a person or have been broken up with a person on text. So I think that's just the norm. And I feel like that's so comfortable. I don't want to see your face, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But like, just in case they have questions, or you have questions, or anything as such. The
Broke up with me. I'm not answering any questions.
One person decides the fate of your relationship in that manner. You say it out loud and you, at least in my case, I give them like a little bit of like breathing space and I'm like, okay, do you have something to say about it? But I see like 20-year-olds are all about like, I'm done. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you tell me that you break up over an emoji or like, this is the emoji for a breakup.
I send long messages.
Amen.
It goes from my friends having to deal with it for 2-3 days and listening to me cry. And I have this ritual and it might sound really stupid. I write a poem for them.
Oh, that's like your closure.
Yeah, and then I made a book out of the poem and I sold it.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so like
What's it
make
called?
money out of heartbreak.
When I was 20, I was just like, yeah, that movie makes sense.
For me, it's all about music though, like being able to like relate to it and feeling the pain in the artist's voice.
I think casual relationships are okay as long as both parties know what they're getting into and are on the same page.
And not have expectations, I guess, if they know that this is what's happening.
I kind of never understood casual relationships. I tried it once. I don't know where the communication like was lacking, but then it suddenly turned into something else and then it was a relationship and then I realized I'll have to break up with this person and I was just like, shit, I should have made like a PPT or something to say this is where I wanted to start and this is where I wanted it to end, and it didn't. So if I want to date someone, I'm with them completely, or else I'm like, cool.
casual sex and one night stands chalta hai.
Yeah, I just wish people were as progressive in their thoughts about casual sex.
I think casual sex is okay for people who are okay with it, but I think it's not about the lack of being progressive, it's about how you perceive sex. I'm not okay with it only because I will get emotionally invested. I just don't know how people like get into bed with each other. I would really need like a STD form or something.
Once my friend was like, why don't you ride? And I was just like, because you're on there, you're jumping, your stomach's also moving, I don't want my stomach to move. And she's like, but no one cares, no one's looking at that. And firstly, they're not things to be conscious about. And secondly, they're not noticing these things because they're into you. And you shouldn't be having sex with anyone who's not that into you.
Yeah.
We moved to Singapore when we were really young, and I was the darkest kid around, and I used to get teased a lot for it. And I haven't worn a sleeveless top till I was 21. And I then eventually got a scar, and I really wanted to hide everything. I was like, you know what, I got no time to do this. And I introduced color for the first time in my life when I was 21. All the short skirts and all that jazz is coming out right now. When I was 16, I was all like, okay, I'm wearing jeans to work everywhere.
Took me a while to learn that as well. The fact that the other person is actually not looking at you the way you would look at yourself, in the mirror. Yeah, that's not how they see you.
Like, the first time when I slept with a woman, it felt really different for me because you're disconnecting your body from the male gaze. And it was very liberating in a way.
They need to be confident about what they are doing. I wouldn't want someone to just try something and look at me and just go like, is that okay? I'm like, no, know what you're doing. Like, please, we've got this.
So what if they fail in spite of the confidence?
There isn't something that you can do wrong unless like you want to put it in a year or something. I mean, like, you're good.
We normally book hotel rooms where you can book hotel rooms for just like 10 hours. They're cheaper.
I generally go over to the other person's place.
I live with my parents. But yeah, I do a lot of staycations. It's like you go to work and things like that. You come back to a nice little Airbnb or something.
I don't think my dad knows or my mom knows that I'm having sex. But yeah, I'm not going to show this video to them.
I feel like there hasn't been a requirement so far where I have felt the need to talk to my parents about my sex life or my sexuality.
I know for a fact that they've never spoken to me. They've never like sat me down and just go like, this is what it's done. As a matter of fact, I'm South Indian. So my parents have pretty much been like, what boys? You see them, you walk away. Boom, you're 25 and then they're like, that guy there, he's tall. You want? One day it's not there, next day you're like, chalo. Like, let's get married now. Come on. When I was growing up, they couldn't tell people what I do because they didn't know what I was doing. Now, when they have to talk to boys about me, they're like, you can check out our handle. It's like Instagram. Last week he aise dikh rahi thi. Like,
I have an undercut. And the first time I got an undercut in 9th standard, my dad was like, what are you doing? Like, get out. Now he shaves my undercut for me.
wow.
Woo! How did that happen? Like, how do you guys get there?
It's really expensive to go to a salon and pay 1,000 rupees for this. He's like, मैं trimmer लाता हूँ, मैं ही करूँगा. As a girl child, you've been taught to aspire to marriage all your life, right? Through media and all of that. My parents had a love marriage. My dad's Christian and my mom's Hindu, so they ran away. Not technically ran away because my mom was 30, my dad was 25. And they've always been so in love. Like I said, my mom's paralyzed now. And there have been times where I'm just like given up, like she's not getting better. But my dad has never given up hope and he has done so much for her. And I see that and I feel like I'm never gonna get that. Somewhere I'm like, it's not gonna happen. Somewhere I'm like, I really wish it happens. Like if I had to get married, I'd get married at Disneyland.
The way it's kind of like organized where the government decides what you should be doing. And I don't want that, where I'm living in an institution and not in a relationship on my own terms.
I think I'm very influenced by movies. I have this very flowery idea that over time has been like curbed in different directions. But I do think marriage would be very, very interesting. Like you mentioned, all our lives we've grown up thinking of the wedding and not the marriage. And that's where we are failing. Personally, if I could say something, I think you are the marriage kind. It's just that the standards your parents have set are so damn high, kid. They are so damn high.